Hello, so we're back at Summerhill and it's the 1st of June. So this position was our original hive that we followed all season, Hive 4, and about 3 weeks or so ago, maybe a month now, we had to split this hive to an artificial swarm. The top half, which we called Hive 4, we've just sold. So it come on very successfully, new queen, mated, laying and doing really well. We don't want to make too much increase of numbers here, we just don't have the space for it, and we need to be respectful of the other users of this space. So that colony's now been sold on, which is great. So this is the original queen from that colony. Now, having gone through it recently, there is a possibility, and that's going to be one of the things with this long season, that she's going to try and swarm again. So having gone through it, I'm mindful that we need to keep a close eye on it. So to that effect, it's probably strong enough now to go onto a second brood box, so we may do that today. I'm also aware that I might find queen cells, so if I find the queen, I've got a nuke box ready just to pop her into temporarily while I work out what to do, so I don't have to find her again. So I've kind of got a few choices here, and let's just see which one pans out. Dummy boards out. I'm just working back to front here because that's just the way it's going to work today. So I'm checking the dark side, but the dark side is opposite to what it normally is. Now I'm straight in, even onto the outer frame, and I've got a couple of queen cups. Nothing much else. A little bit of honey, and that side's really not even bothered being drawn. So they were on about 6 frames plus a brood last time I checked, and I've been checking this colony. I checked this colony sort of twice this week, so because I've got a close eye on it. So I've got eggs out as far as here, so that's quite a way out, and a nice frame of sealed brood there. So that's quite a way out, so this is probably going to be on 7 or 8 frames. So even if I don't need to split this today, it's very likely I'm going to put it onto a double brood box. Another little cup there. It's just worth checking, because if you see an egg in the cup, they've gone a stage further. If you think it's elongated and going to be a queen cell, don't knock it down until you've found the queen, because you might have just done yourself a mischief. Another one there. Nice frame of brood there. So we've got brood on 2 frames already, and we're only 3 frames in. Another nice frame of brood. Younger, this one. Everything from eggs graduating into sealed brood in the middle. Queen in here is 2019, so she's marked green if we see her. And again, cut there, cut there, cut there. So in itself, cups aren't anything, but the more you're getting, the more they're having a little bit of a think about it. Another nice frame of brood. Mixture of larvae back in the centre of it where the open cells are, and some seal to the outside. Again, nice frame of brood where there are open cells. And these are the places to look for queen cells. I can see there aren't anywhere, but it's the little places that are hidden that you'll miss them. Another nice frame. Loads of pollen in this, and something I've seen this summer that I haven't really noticed before, and I don't really have a good answer to it, is I've seen a lot of colonies where in the middle of the brood patch, where you'd expect there to be a shed load of brood, they've been stacking pollen, and that's I've either been unobservant before, or there's a huge amount of pollen around this year and they're doing something that I haven't noticed. But this is a frame absolutely stuffed full of pollen right in the middle of the hive, where you would normally have expected to find brood. Again, quite a bit of brood on here, but quite a lot of pollen as well. Some cups. Again, all empty, and the smoker deciding to blow in our faces. Cups, small cups. Always check the bottoms, that's where the bottoms and the craggy bits. So I'm hoping, but I'll probably say this and find something silly on the next frame, that I'm not going to have to split this today, because I've gone past the centre point now. Oh, hello. And if they start responding like that to you, that's the moment just to give them a little bit of smoke. Up until now they've been absolutely perfect, but there was just a little bit of irritation there. Another good frame of brood. Again, lots of pollen in here. They're really not going to run out of pollen anytime soon. The supers, I haven't got a huge amount of weight of honey in because this colony's been split, but they've got plenty. They're not going to starve. So the question comes at this time of year. Normally it wouldn't come for several more weeks. When's the colony going to turn? When's it? We've got a drone just hatching out just there. When's the colony going to turn? When's it going to realise that actually, and they do it surprisingly early, when the peak of summer is kind of coming through, then it's time to stop growing and stop thinking of swarming. And that could be another month, it could be another 6 weeks. So we haven't seen the queen on this pass. We have seen eggs. We've seen probably about 8 to 10 cups. If anything, that's slightly down on what we've seen before. And we've probably seen brood on just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brood on 7, which is slightly up from last week. So I think this is the moment not to split, not to pull the queen out, to find what I did with the dummy board, and to pop another brood box on it. So magically, here's one we made earlier. Let's get these bees' heads down and try not to squash anybody as the new box goes on, which I probably should have done before I lifted that up. So this is going on with mostly drawn comb, but I have got some new frames of foundation. Love them to draw out some new frames of foundation and also give them something to do. People argue that the bees that kind of are wax drawers at that age can be the prime movers in swarming. So if you give those wax building bees a job, you can help. So sometimes putting a super of foundation on can do the same. So with those 3 frames in the middle, I'm hopeful that they'll draw those out, and the extra brood box will give them more space, and any instinct this colony has got to think about swarming again might get delayed, and that's it.